Hey guys, so you're probably expecting the finished product of the go-kart. Well, unfortunately, I'm still waiting for some parts. So while that waits, I decided I'm going to work on my dad's Ford. It's a 1950 Ford, and uh, last year, while he was still interested, he bought some flamethrowers for the car, and so they're hot licks, uh, flame on command exhaust, and I'm going to try these out and tell you guys what I think about them. So before that, for Father's Day, I bought my dad some exhaust pipes because he's only running from the exhaust manifolds to some mufflers, and it stops about halfway from the car. So I bought some mufflers, so I'm going to have to install those first. So I'll get to that, and then I'll install the flamethrowers. So I'm here under the car by the muffler, and as you see, I have to run quite a bit of piping back. So I'm gonna go back over the axle, pretty similar to how I did the Charger, but I have to do that before installing the flamethrowers. So I measured the straight pipe. I'm going to have to cut off 10 inches of it so this bend would bend perfectly over the axle. So day one of working on the Ford is complete. I have to go to work, but the tips are, the exhaust pipes are done. These parts though could still come out because I haven't installed this yet, the Hot Licks flamethrower, because we need exhaust tips because we wanted to go with the exhaust tips, so we need to get some and some hangers so we could measure out where the spark plug needs to go from the tip. And we figured that out because we actually called Hot Lick and we talked to Zach, who is actually the owner of Hot Lick, and he was very helpful and was the one that told us that we have to measure from the tip to where the spark plug goes. So I want to thank you, Zach, for helping us with that. And so tomorrow we're going to get some tips, some hangers, and hopefully some Hot Licks. Alright guys, so it's day 2 of working on the exhaust, and we bought our tips and are now going to be drilling our hole for the Hot Licks spark plug. So you have to measure about 10 inches from the opening of your exhaust tip. Not here, the tip. So we put the tip on and we measured from here to 10 inches, and because you do not want to do this, because I guess like unless you're just going here, but if you have tips, we've been told it works better with the tips. So you measured from this opening, it has to be the bottom of this type of opening to this, and that's 10 inches from the opening of the tip. So now we got to drill the hole out, and then we could mount it onto that, the rest of the pipe, and start working on the Hot Licks. So I'm going to be drilling out the hole, but I'm starting off with a smaller bit, and then I'm going to the 9/16, which is recommended for the flamethrowers. So and I don't know if you could see it, but there's like a little, like this faint line here that's on the pipes that we're using to kind of keep things straight, so everything looks even when it's all hooked up. So guys, it's time to weld the spark plug bung to this hole. So what I'm going to do is, I didn't want to use this original, the spark plug that goes with the kit, because I don't want to mess it up. So I found an old broken spark plug that fits. So I'm going to put this on like so, put it here, and I got to weld it. And then the instructions said that you could just tack weld it, but you have chances of letting air in through the cracks. So I'm just gonna weld it all so we don't have any leaks. So guys, the exhaust is welded on and is mounted. The spark plugs are in. All you got to do is the wiring and the stuff under the hood. So now it's time to install the module, which I believe is more like, it's pretty much a coil, but here's what it looks like. And then the whole kit comes with 2 of these, 2 spark plugs, a bag of connectors and screws, a button, some wire, and the like coil, module, whatever it's called, wire. And as you see here on this one, what you do is you crimp on a connector piece that has like a round one like this, crimp it on, you unscrew the top of the spark plug, put it on and tighten it on, and so that's for your spark plug. And then this will run to this part, and then the positive wire runs to the positive side of the coil, and this is ground. No, it doesn't run to the positive side of the coil. It runs to this, it runs to this that splits the coil. So one of these will go here, and then this splits the coil from like the key. So I'll explain that later on when it's time to install this. But right now I'm gonna install this in the trunk and mount, like hook this up to the pipe, and then I'll show you what I got there. So what I did was I took the box here, it's right here, you can't really see because there you go. So the box is here and the wires run here. The coil, the wire to the coil is right here, and there's this existing hole that I'm using. So that goes down there, and it runs over the frame and then goes down this here. I zip tied it up here, and then it goes to the exhaust. And so now I just got to do the other side, and I'm going to do it the same way, like this, so it's more hidden. And then after I have these boxes hooked up, I'm going to put the other one right there on this side. But once they're hooked up, then I have to hook up these wires, which this is just a ground and this is going to the switch. But I think we connect these two and then run it to the switch because there's only one terminal. So I'm going to hook the other side up and then start working on the wiring. Alright guys, so a little recap on the back. So I got these, I'm going to call them coil boxes because I don't know what they are. But they're called modules on the instructions. But I have one here and then the other one over there. And then it's very simple. The black is ground, so I have those grounded. Then I have the reds connecting to each other and then running up for the switch. So now we're going to go up front. I'm going to bring this and we're going to do the switch. Alright, so now that we're up here, here's that wire that was run with the positive. It came in black, And I got the instructions here with me. They're very easy to read. Everything's been so easy with this installation so far. And this is my first time ever doing it. And it's very, like the instructions as you see, it's very detailed, and they give you pictures to go along with it. And they show you how to do it if you don't have a welder. And then, so right now we're on the switch stage, which we're going to be doing the wiring and stuff under the hood. So here's the button, and we're going to put it in this spot here. We had this open hole, and we made sure it fit. So as you see, it fits. So it's going to come over here. So it's going to be right here. So, but first we got to do the wiring for it. So on this paper, the bottom wire, or the bottom clip here, goes to where the key would go, and then this middle switch, or like connection piece, goes to the red of the coil pack or module, because on here it says module, so I'll just call it a module. And then the very top goes straight to the coil, the positive side of the coil. So what I'm going to do is, we got a painless wiring harness, so everything's labeled. So we're going to find the coil wire, and we're going to cut it, and then make sure that the key side goes here to the bottom, and the part to the coil goes to this top one, and then the reds will go here. This wire here has both the reds, and they'll go here. So I'll probably do this red one first, so then it'll be easier to do these ones. So I'm going to do the red one first, and plus there's a little extra length, so I could cut it to size. So I'm going to put the switch back in here to kind of get the right size or length of the wire I need. So as you see, the button is hooked up now. I did, just to let you guys know, when I did cut the coil wire, I did disconnect the battery. So I put the battery back on. I'm going to turn the key. I'm going to press the button to see if there's to test if there's any spark, or if not, and then figure out if I did anything wrong. So I'm going to have my cameraman go back with the microphone and the camera to test if there's spark. So I'm going to put the key on and just check if there's spark. So guys, as you heard and possibly saw, there is spark. So I'm going to wait until it gets a little darker to start it and test out for flames. So guys, thanks for watching. As you see, the Ford is done. We did shoot some flames, but we do have to tune it a bit in like the carb and stuff, because the carb's straight off out the box and just put on. So we got to tune it some in the carb and stuff like that. And again, I want to thank Zach from Hot Licks. The installation was super easy to follow, and I would definitely put it in another vehicle, the flamethrowers, and just got to figure out which one to pick. So I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, I hope you guys leave a comment, and hope you guys enjoyed your cruise down the Lashman Road. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.